Hello, I'm Peter Anderson, and welcome to the Red Line, and welcome to the Côte d'Azur. Now, this is a new segment, and I have no idea if it's going to be any good, and it's called Phoning It In. Now, today I am driving the Ford Focus ST line. This is the 4th generation Focus, and I've got to tell you, this is really good fun. I like this car. It's not super fast, obviously. It's got a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder turbo with about 180 something horsepower metric. That's not a great deal in this modern age, but it's fun. This car is lighter than the car it replaces and there's no real direct replacement, but somewhere between 50 and 88 kilos lighter. So, on some Focuses, that means throwing me out, which people are quite happy to do. I'm down near Monaco. I'm really sorry I can't take you down to Monaco in this. That would be fun. But no, we're in the mountains around the Côte d'Azur, and my ears have just popped again. Anyway, so the ST line. The ST line, a lot of you will already know what the ST line is. It's about putting a little bit extra chassis in, a little bit extra go faster looks without being an ST. And as we all know, the current ST was a properly nutty car. It's a crazy thing. Very unruly, lots of hilarious torque steer. Genuinely, it's one of my favourites, but it's nuts and I couldn't own it. Although I haven't driven one for a couple of years. But yeah, it's quite hard and unforgiving, and a lot of power is getting out through those front tyres. So, you can imagine what that means. Torque steer, a go-go. Anyway, so this hasn't got a ton of power, but it's really nice to drive. It's got a very good ride. So, if you're having to pick a single car in this segment, you've got a couple of choices, and one of them is the i30 SR. Depending on, of course, where you live, that's a very good car. A very good car. And you know what? This is a very good car. So I'm driving the 6-speed manual, of course. I wouldn't come in here with an automatic, but you can get an 8-speed automatic, which is a Ford-developed unit. Sorry, I'm just being held up by a Vauxhall Meriva on Finnish plates. Sorry, Opel Meriva on Finnish plates. And look, they're not that interested in what I'm interested in. So anyway, means I can keep talking. This car is 100 millimeters, 10 centimeters, a centimeter, so less than half an inch lower than the standard car. It's very good. It really is. We can't all afford hot hatches. I certainly can't. I can't afford most of the cars that I have on the Red Line. But this is in that ballpark. It's a good family car. If you've got, people who are learning to drive, this would be a really easy car to drive. It's very torquey, so particularly in the manual, you're not going to stall the auto, but the manual's easy to wrangle, and it's not a difficult car to drive at all. A lovely steering. It's a really good steering, this car. It's got the Ford have worked to reduce the friction in the steering. Done. It's light, but there's plenty of feel still. Electric steering just gets better and better, and as torque steer is even filtered out through the wheel, so you don't feel it. You feel it through the wheel. You know it's happening, but you don't feel it. Not that this is going to give you too much of a torque steering fun time. It's very stuck to the road. Really good grip. The tyres look a bit like they've got high sidewalls, but it doesn't feel like it, so they must have a reasonably stiff construction on them. Look, I've really enjoyed my day in this car, not just because of the location. It's just been a really good car to drive. I've really enjoyed it. It's got it's got the presence, it's planted, it's good backseat room, it's a good boot. You can even get this in the wagon in some markets. I know, a wagon, so you can put a dog in the back and make the dog sick. So it's really got a lot going for it, this car. Would I buy one? I reckon I would, actually, if I had to. If this was the kind of car that I had to buy. I mean, it's particularly good here in Europe. I mean, obviously the roads I was on, I would much prefer a Fiesta ST, but it wasn't on the menu. So I'm here to drive the Focus. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. And, you know, for me, this is the first time I've driven a manual in a left-hand drive car on roads I don't know. And, you know, that does take up brain space. You've got to think about things a little bit more, and it's been really easy to get on with. The 6-speed manual, reduced friction, it's really good. It's a lovely gear shift. Not as slick as I'd like it, but again, the compromises. This hasn't got all the materials of an ST, which is, you know, a significantly more expensive motor vehicle. So, is this a red line recommend on the first phoning it in? Yeah, I think so. I think this is a car you should absolutely look at if you're looking for a good family car with a decent turn of speed, but a really good chassis. It's not a hot hatch, not at all. It's a warm hatch, but I think you know, for a lot of people, warm hatches are enough, and I'm very partial actually to underpowered cars with a good chassis because you've really got to work the engine, and build momentum and hold on to that momentum, and that's a car you can choose to do that with. There's quite a big gap between second and third, which is probably my only frustration with this car. You're kind of wondering, oh sorry, I just clipped a plant. You're kind of wondering whether to stick it in third and leave it there and let the engine rev a bit harder, or try and ride the torque. I don't know, folks. That's the only... And I had that same frustration with the ST Fiesta. There is quite a gap between second and third, which can be a little frustrating. But yes, definitely a red line recommend.